What's up, my giggity guys and gals and my magic fiends that are just like me? Today, going to be constructing for you on video a red, white, blue deck. It's going to be themed. I don't know if to be a Jeskai deck, it just has to be these three colors or if it has to follow a certain path. This deck is really just for fun. The whole entire goal is to play a lot of non-creature spells and spells that piggyback off non-creature spells. And as you can see here, we got a Narset Planeswalker, and her abilities are all based around non-creature spells. Really like her. She's from the Ikoria set, and man, she's powerful. You get some life, get some mana towards a non-creature spell, obviously good. Draw a card, discard a card, and deal some damage to target creature or planeswalker, a little bit of removal. And then her emblem, which is just a nice little smacker. She's not a game winner, obviously, and she's sleeved already because of the foil. We don't want her to get messed up. And then we got another Narset. It's going to be a lot of Narset going on in here. She's also non-creature cards, and so we're going to just be slinging a lot of those. It's going to be primarily non-creature based, but got to have a few, right? And then this guy, just for funsies, destroy 2 target lands, flying whenever he deals combat damage. That's a little, that's just a little fun, and probably infuriating for whoever I'm playing against if I can get that off. Then of course we got Kaikar. Little mana rev, since I'll be playing a lot of non-creature spells. We're going to get a lot of those mountains. And, just some 1/1 chump blockers. Because of that, we're going to have 2 of him. This guy, he's just a 3-drop, 3/3 flying vigilance haste. Got 4 of him. And I'm just going through the cards real quick to show you what we're working with. I have way more cards here than I'm going to put in a deck, obviously. So that's what this video is going to be about. It's going to be kind of breaking this down and showing you how I construct a deck. If you guys have anything that you'd like to... Yeah, Soul Ring. Yep, buddy. And we're going to have 2. This is modern format, and the only reason I'm going to say I don't know if it's legal to have Soul Ring at all or 2 probably isn't. Again, this deck's just for funsies. If you guys are screaming at the video saying, you can't have that, buddy, you better eject that ring. Just here to have a little fun, guys. When I build my standard decks, I abide by a nice rule set. I don't play really any other way other than just a little bit of fun. If for some reason I play with somebody who's real stickler about stuff, I'll 4 of those. Put some instants and sorceries in a different pile. I'll take cards out if they're not comfortable with me playing with those things, but I figured the Soul Rings were a cool addition. Give a little mana rev. Got 4 of these. I bought a lot of play sets simply because I wasn't sure how many I was going to put in. You can kind of get the idea, you know what I mean? I'm gonna with my red and white spells, I'm gonna do a little bit of damage. Do a little creature removal. We'll get in somewhere in this stack. We'll get to some cards that do a bit of a reverberation effect with instants and sorceries, and it'll allow me to copy these for free, just for casting them. And I wanted to be able to maximize the instants and sorcery output, which is why I put some of these doubles in. I love these cards. I just love having the ability to have 2 spells in 1 card, And then the idea here is with that one you just saw is to have have a little bit of an ability of control, and then also, you still find yourself in the realm of control making those 1/1s for blockers. Jeskai Charm. It's just a good optional card. I love its versatility here. It's good stuff, good stuff. I love that artwork. 4 of those. Jeskai Ascendancy, non-creature spell. Creatures I control get 1/1 and I untap them. It's always nice. And then I can draw and discard a card whenever I cast one. 2 of those. Those are enchantments. Risk factor, if you don't know about this card, oh buddy, it's a good one. Opponent may either take 4 damage or let me draw 3 cards, and I can cast it from my graveyard by discarding a card, in addition to paying the mana cost. It gets exiled after that, but hey buddy, that's some good stuff right there. And if I reverberate it, oof, that'll hurt. Narset, for us to pull some non-creature spells. Dig through the deck, got 2 of those. Both of those will probably end up going in. Put the Planeswalkers over here. I have to pull the other one out. Another Narset. Look at the top card of your library. If it's a non-creature, non-land, I may reveal it and put it into my hand. Yep, +1 and get something. -2 when you cast your next instant or sorcery spell from your hand, it gains rebound. So there we go, another copy effect. So, and then obviously, as you saw, there were a lot of instants and sorcery. So non-creature spell based, instant sorcery heavy. We're gonna try and reverberate those and either deal direct damage, remove creatures, or you know, we're gonna try and stay in control. The idea, the red, white, and blue is that's the gimmick, right? So put stuff back in your hand, put stuff on top of your library, remove some creatures, and stuff like that. Her ultimate, you guys can't cast non-creature spells. A little silly, little silliness. I love that. This is from the Ikoria set, another enchantment similar to the Jeskai Ascendancy. And this one's just whenever I cast a non-creature spell, I draw a card. So we're gonna keep our hands full. Got 2 of those. This card I really like. It's an older card. But I just like the fact that 1, I'm gonna pay 4, and I could obviously rebound it with some of my abilities to do so. And then that ability Cascade, ooh buddy. When you cast this spell, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a non-land card that costs less. Any card that's not a land. It can be a sorcery, instant, whatever. I may cast it without paying its mana cost. Put the exiled cards on the bottom of my library in a random order. No cards lost. A card got cast in addition to this card, and then that bottom ability is the reason it's going in the deck. You may cast this card from your graveyard by discarding a land card in addition to paying its other costs. Oh yeah, that's fire. If I can copy it right off the bat, that's powerful, and then if I don't copy it, I have the opportunity to cast it from the grave. Got a play set of those. I don't know how many are going to go in the deck, probably 2. Here comes our rebound though. Had to get the showcase frame on that because pretty. Whenever you cast your first instant or sorcery spell each turn, copy that spell. You may choose new targets. 5-drop. So that's kind of late game, but oof, that's fire. Flying Crane technique. Untap all creatures you control. They gain flying and double strike until end of turn. That's late game, and obviously that's going to be a win con right there. We're hoping to just throw that down and say GG. Good game, guys. That's what we're hoping off of that one. Only got 1. I don't want to have a lot of high cost cards in the deck. The intention of this deck is to really just play against 1, maybe a 3VL. Again, I'm a casual player. I've been playing since 2012. I really don't go to the card shops and play regulated, I guess I would call it, in any way, shape, or form. So I don't know exact rules and regulations on what you can and can't do, what cards are banned. I haven't really checked the ban list. I just see a lot of cool cards, and I sift through the database constantly, and I come up with these ideas and I put them together, and I like to see how they play out. And obviously it's a run and recycle kind of thing. I'm gonna play this eventually and see how she goes, and if there are things that I need to take out, put in. So I've got cards sitting in the back of my head that I would have liked to put in that I just didn't go for, simply because I wasn't sure they would be feasible in this deck. But anyway, moving on. Swarm of Intelligence, or Swarm Intelligence. It's another rebound that instant or sorcery spell. This one is whenever, not just the first when you cast each turn. Here's one of them ultimatums that they put out with the Ikoria set. 7 cost, 3 red, 2 white, 2 blue. Target player gains 5 life. Inspired ultimatum deals 5 damage to any target. Then you draw 5 cards. That's just a fun time, you know. And then oh, put that in the wrong pile. Let's move him. I got instant. This can't be countered. Counter target non-creature spell. This is going to be sideboard move. Right off the bat. Not going to even consider them for the main deck. It only is going to be relevant if I'm playing another deck that's heavy on the non-creature spells. This one can be useful in main play. We'll consider 2. And I bought a play set. We're going to put the other 2 off to the side right here. And then my lands, I couldn't afford the nice lands. I'm going to tell you right now, the lands that I wanted were the ones that they don't come in tapped. They're either or lands, and you either tap it for a colorless or you can pay 1, tap it, and it produces a combination of the 2 colors that it's worth. You know, you could either have double red, double white, or red, white in one production. Those are strong because you will have what you need. So long as you have more than 1 land on the field. As long as you have it and another one, that would have been the ideal one, because obviously when you're running a 3-color deck and you got multiple necessary colors in your cost, it gets a little tricky, especially if you're trying to run a deck fast. So obviously these are not ideal. They're going to come in tapped, but at least I went for the scries. And if you don't know what scry is, when it enters the battlefield, I can look at the top card of my library and I decide whether I keep it there or put it on the bottom. We got 1 of each color combo. And then I got these double boys. I'm just going to put 1 of each in. And that's probably not going to go super well, but we'll just see how she goes. Again, couldn't afford the real pricey lands. This is just the tri-land. Comes in tap, but no matter what, I got 1 of the 3. I got 4 of those we're going to throw in. And then 1 of each of the gain life tapped lands. That's a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we're going to put in another 9 lands. I'm thinking do basic, right? So I'm thinking, correct me in the comments if you think I'm doing my math wrong, but I'm thinking if you break that down, 9 lands, 3 apiece, right? I might take out 1 of these doubles. Let's see here. What do we need the least of? We don't have any mono white cards at all, right? So maybe I take out, yeah. Give us a solid 10 that we put in, and I'll put in 4 blue, 3 red, 3 white, and we should be good. Like I said, we might get stuck with lands coming in tapped for a little bit, but hopefully that won't be killer. And obviously, at a certain point, I'll have enough land that's untapped that when I put another land down, it shouldn't make or break the game. I also don't have a whole lot of high cost cards. My curve is going to be relatively quick. I want to get these instants and sorceries smacking you as fast as I can, and getting that big boy pluses off of non-creature spells coming out. So obviously the Narset Planeswalker is going to go in. I want both soul rings going in, so we're going to go ahead and make a pile of Planeswalkers. Artifacts and enchantments are going to go. I'm going to put them in the same because I literally only have the 2. Creatures, we're going to go ahead and say, see, he's a 6 cost boy, so as of right now, we're going to go ahead and say 1. So we're constructing a 60 card deck, 22 lands, so we're gonna go 38 spells. So right now we got one. We're gonna put this off into the side, or we don't want him. We're not gonna be creature heavy, but we're gonna want at least these nice soldier boys. Tell them, coming in hot. So a 3-cost 3-drop flying vigilance haste. They don't tap when I get to attack with them. It's just the business, you know what I'm saying? And we're gonna put both of these Kai cards in case we get one removed in. So pretty much every creature I bought for the deck's gonna go in, except for that Dream Trawler. And we might still put that last Dream Trawler back in, I don't know yet. This guy going in just because I want the funsies, you know? Gosh. I want to see that happen. And then, of course, the Narset. First strike and hexproof. Not particularly powerful, but that's not her point. Whenever she attacks, exile the top 4 cards of my library. Until end of turn, I may cast those non-creature spells without paying their mana cost. And it's anything from that pile, if I'm not mistaking that text, anything from that pile that she exiles. So as long as the game goes on, I add to that pile every time she attacks. And oh man, that's saucy. That's just so saucy. I'm thinking as I'm reading her too, really kind of wishing that I would have gotten something to make her unblockable or something along the lines. That's going to be something we revisit. All the Planeswalkers are going to go in. So we got 4 in the Planeswalker, 2 there. So we're a total of 6 right now spells going on. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So what did I say? 6, 9, we're at 15. And then we have to have our rebound enchantments, 16, 17. We're gonna go ahead and put both of these in for our chances to draw cards. And since this is very similar to the Whirlwind of Thought, I do like giving them +1s. I'm not a big fan of losing that card if I don't need to, but I'm a huge fan of the fact that whenever I cast one, you know what? We're gonna put 2 of these in, take 1 of the Whirlwind of Thoughts out. Because this just seems like it has a little bit more advantage instead, you know. The other one has barely any downfall, but that one has a little more buff, and that 1 downfall I think I'm okay with. So we're at, what were we at? 6, that was 9, that made 15. Sorry, we'll recount these just real quick. So we're at 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 18 spells put in, and the rest are, I can't remember 100%, but I think the rest of these are definitely just instants and sorceries. So we're gonna go ahead and have 2 of those just to give a little FU con to the deck, just in case. Obviously gonna put that in. So we said 18 spells, we're down to 15 that we can put in. There's our Stake the Hopes and Dreams card. Oh man, and this boy, yeah, we like that. Let's say, what are we thinking? 2 of those, maybe 3. We're gonna go 2 because we have a lot more instants and sorceries hanging about that we want to try and squeeze in there. So 2 off to the side. Risk factors. I think that's so powerful. We're gonna want to put all 3 that I got into there. Jeskai Charm. They're cool. You get the target creature on top of the library. Deals 4 damage to target opponent, so some direct damage for 3. 4 for 3, liking that. Creatures you control get 1/1 and gain lifelink until end of turn. I do like those. We're gonna put 2 of those in for sure. These will probably end up on the sideboard in case I needed more of those. All right, here comes the sideways boys. Tap target creature and draw a card for 2, and then create 2 1/1 colorless stop to artifact creature tokens with flying. Then you gain 1 life for each creature you control. That's so strong. We're gonna go ahead and put at least 3, sideboard 1. We'll probably come back to that. I stopped counting those instants and sorceries. We're just gonna have to go back and make sure we got the 18 that we want, or if we're over, we'll sift through that again. 2 costs, instant. Target creature deals damage to itself equal to its power. That's pretty tough. There are some that have a stronger toughness than their power, but maximize this card. Do it during our. We can do it either during our attack or their attack, and when the blockers are being declared, we kind of determine what the damage output will look like, and we can finish off a creature, a big boy if necessary, with that 2 cost. It's so strong. We're gonna go ahead and go 3 again. Put 1 on the sideboard, and we'll probably end up with 2 of those maybe, or we might go back to the one prior to that. That was a double face card, and end up doing 2 of those. Pop another one out for the sideboard. Blink of an eye. Yeah, see, so I'm starting to recall why I didn't go with unblockables for that Narset Enlightened, because I'm gonna have a lot of ways to just stop Narset from getting killed. Just a lot of delay, you know what I mean? I'll pull with this card right here, super strong. We're gonna go ahead and 3 it again, 1 on the sideboard. I know I'm over 18, I'm gonna have to go back. But yeah, with Blink of an Eye, I'll put something back in their hand if they think they're gonna block up Narset, and then that way I can still get those few cards exiled and be able to cast them. And then this, a 1 cost and a 4 cost. The 1 cost gets +2/+2 until end of turn. Yeah, no, we're looking strong here. Deals 3 damage to any target and you gain 3 life. This is probably the duo that's most powerful. We're gonna go ahead and say 4. And now we're gonna count. If we got 18, man, I think we got our deck. What are we looking at? 1, 2, 3, 4. Taking all bets. You think it's 18? I'm thinking it's gonna be 20. I think we're gonna have to get rid of 2. So we got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Oof. Well, I hope y'all were right. 21, 22, 23, 24. We got to remove 6 cards. How we feeling? All right. So what did we say? Some of these 3s we're going to have to go ahead and bounce. We'll go ahead and take 1 of those doubles away. Risk factor so strong. How we feeling about the counter spells? Let me know. Let me know in the comments. I'm gonna review, and if I get enough feedback that really kind of alters the way I felt about the construction of this deck, I'll repost and do a revision, and I'll shout out whoever gave me the fire tips. I really love. I'm such a fan of blue and being able to counter and say hell no. It's such a favorite thing for me to do. And then cancels and your standard counter spells are 3 costs. This is still a 3 cost. It does require specific mana, but you gain 3 life and you get to counter the spell for a 3 cost, and I really like it. My only concern is that late game, it's really a early game play, so I'm thinking we're gonna go ahead and eliminate those. So what, we got rid of 3, we got to get rid of 3 more, I'm pretty sure. 3. Guess we don't need 4 of those. Go ahead and bounce that. Oh, it's a tough decision. I love these bounce spells, just a tempo disruption. I love being able to deal that damage. Jeskai Charm, right? Risk factor. Yeah, alright, fine. These 2 gotta stay in. We're gonna put them down. Those 2 gotta stay in. Win con, and then just a nice slap to the face. I really like these a lot. that cascade is really cool, plus being able to do it again from the graveyard from discarding a land. Oof. And especially if I end up one of those tap lands in my hand that I don't want to play later, it can give me some use and get some of these nice spells out. Tap target creature and draw a card. What are we at? We got two on the ground that's going in regardless. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. We gotta remove one card, guys. One card. One card! It's blowing my brain away. I don't wanna. I love them all so much. And I don't want to go lower than 22 lands. Ooh, hard sell. Hard sell here. You know, you think we could get away with taking away one of the soul rings. I mean, I think I'm fixated on the idea of not being mana effed. But, you know, we can always, yeah, that's the move. That's the move. We're gonna go ahead and remove one soul ring completely. No sideboarding it or anything. And I think we got our 60 card deck, ladies and gents. Loving it. Oh man, I'm excited. I really wish I had somebody to play this against right now. To review, we got 4 Planeswalkers. They're all Narset. If you can't tell, I'm a fan. We got the Narset creature involved as well. Really loving her. The deck is consisting of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 creatures out of 38 spells. And so we got 29 spells that are going to be non-creature. Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Love it. Well, let's see if we got our 15 card sideboard proper, shall we? We got 1. Oh, get into focus. Get yourself together there, camera. 1. Whoopsie. 2. 3, 4. And it's gonna drive me nuts if I don't put those together. Retry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7, 8, 9. Ooh. Put it back together. Oh, I ruined it again. I'm sorry, people. I'm sorry. All right, let's just, because my OCD is going to keep ruining this. All right, I think they're all together. Good Lord. Tell me to get my crap together. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 1 card on the sideboard. More. I think we'll put another Dream Trawler, just in case, right? Just in case we need a little bit extra. So that's our 15 card sideboard. It's comprised of all the instants and sorceries. There's nothing in the sideboard, nothing in the deck that was not shown, either spoken about verbally or shown for a few seconds. Obviously, if I showed something I didn't talk about, go ahead and, you know, go to the part of the video that has that card, pause it, give it a read. I think all these cards are very strong, especially for what I paid. The most expensive cards in this deck were the Planeswalkers, and the risk factors, I think, were probably up there in price. I think everything else was pretty cheap. The Planeswalkers, well, really just the Hollow Ancient Way Narset. Narset Transcendent was a little pricey, and Narset Enlightened. They were the main focus of this deck and the reason that I decided to make it. I really just liked the way they work, and I love the non-creature spell idea because I love being able to, I hate relying on creatures because eventually you wind up in a standstill, especially since most decks love to run heavy creature active spell decks, especially if you got Stomp, like green, red, nice aggressive nonsense. So this is going to be aggressive, but very non-creature oriented. I'm super excited. I'm glad I got to do this and show you how I kind of do it. I split them up, I give a count, I try and look at the curve, which if you were paying attention, we're going to kind of go through the curve just real quick. This has options, but I'm going to look at that as the least I could pay it for. So those are 1 cost. We have some 4 cost in there, 2 cost, 2 cost, 2 and 4 cost, 3 cost. We got a meaty turn 3, 4 curve here. But we're gonna keep our hand full, and that's something that's really important. And then, because I hate running heavy mana cost cards, because especially if you wind up with like something like this or this in your opening hand, but you got some cool stuff and a nice set of land to go with it, and you don't want to drop that hand. I hate running that hand and it not working simply because you drew your late game cards in the beginning and you drew some more of your late game cards, and that always ends up biting me right in the ass, right in it. So again, most of that was 2 to 4 cost in that, and there was 1, 6, 1, 7 in those cards. Then we got our creatures. We got a 6 cost, another 6 cost, and then I'll put those in the back. We got a 4 cost, 4 cost, 4 3 cost, so we got something to do creature wise early there. And then we got some instants and sorceries that drop a creature here and there. I don't know, just those Thopter ones, but still not a bad move. And then our 3 6 cost creatures. But they're going to be fire late game. And then obviously we're going to try and remove anything that is put down early game, because a lot of our damage spells are 3 damage and above, and you know the early game drops are 2 defense, 2 toughness, you know what I mean? So we'll kind of crap right on those right in the beginning. And then you know, we got our mana rev too, so, and odds are they're not gonna do me in turn 4, and we should be able to regain control and turn it all back around. And then 3 cost, 3 cost, 4 cost, 5 cost, 7 cost. It's looking real meaty in the 4, the 3 and 4 cost. We got a few 1s and 2s. And then our Planeswalkers over yonder way. And of course, Soul Ring. I think that was a big reason why I wanted to run both Soul Rings. I'm starting to regret taking that out now. 4 cost, 3 cost, and then a 4 cost. But we're gonna mana rev, and we're gonna see how she goes. I mean, this could be a complete flop. I don't build the best decks instantaneously off rip, and then building Modern, the amount of cards you have to choose from is insane. And what they cost, especially for you to get, there are so many cards I saw on here on the list for this that were just out of my price range to really make amazing moves. If I missed something amongst this color combination, or based off of the idea that I've presented you, which is a non-creature aggro control, it's kind of like a mixture into that. If there's any suggestions that anybody knows that fits the Modern scheme, if there's anything I'm using that is just shouldn't ever be played, like if I go into a card shop and I sit down and people are just like, "Are you kidding me? Playing that card? You better get off my table before we flip it." We don't want that, right? I don't want the embarrassment, and they don't want to have to deal with a scrub, right? So if I'm wet behind the ears still too much on the Modern format, while as far as making it goes, since I didn't do 1,000% research, let me know. Give a holla. That's gonna be it. This is your boy Geo popping packs. If you loved this video, if you liked it, if it gave you a little bit of entertainment, or if it was instructional in any way, give it a like. Go ahead, subscribe. I'm going to continue to pump out more content as often as I possibly can. And most importantly, just have fun. This entire game is just so much fun to me, and that's the reason I'm doing this. So thanks again, guys. Have a good one. Bye.